have exactly 15 seconds after your paycheck hits your account before your brain starts making terrible financial decisions. Right now, you've already mentally spent that money on a new gadget, food delivery, or those sneakers that have been sitting in your shopping cart since last Tuesday. Most of us live in a state of financial sleepwalking. We consider ourselves smart consumers, yet we daily fall into traps designed by marketers to separate us from our money. We think our value is our annual salary, but the reality is we're engaging in accounting fraud against ourselves. We look at revenue while ignoring expenses. This is the path to bankruptcy. Today, we'll crack the code of the poverty matrix. We'll show you how the system keeps you on the treadmill. And we'll reveal how those whose millions you don't even suspect actually build wealth. Welcome back to Not Financial Advice, where we crack the financial matrix.
If you earn $65,000 a year, you think your hour is worth $31. But in business, looking at revenue without accounting for expenses is a recipe for bankruptcy. Let's conduct a forensic audit of your life.
First, taxes cut your paycheck to $24. Then we subtract right-to-work taxes, gas, carware, office clothes, plus convenience fees, those coffees and takeout meals you buy because you don't have time to cook. Don't forget decompression expenses, the alcohol and impulse shopping you use to numb the stress of work. But the worst thing is the time. HR says 40 hours a week. Factor in getting ready, commuting, and spending the evening staring at the wall from exhaustion. And the job takes 60 hours a week out of your life. When you divide the remaining money by the actual time, your rate drops to $8.11 per hour. You're literally selling your life at a discount, working for less than a teenager in a fast food restaurant. Why do we spend what little we have left? Because our things start to demand new things. It's the Diderot effect. You buy a new iPhone, and suddenly the old cable seems like garbage. A new case, then AirPods. A $1,200 purchase turns into $1,600 because you're striving for Apple owner identity. Corporations use the decoy effect against you. The $7.50 medium popcorn at the movie theater exists solely to make the $8 large look like a better deal than the $6 small. You're not saving 50 cents. You're spending an extra $2 on a product you didn't need. This choice architecture surrounds you everywhere. From software subscriptions to buying a $500,000 home. Every time you think you're choosing freely, check if there's a middle ground that makes the expensive option seem reasonable. The fastest way to stay poor is to blue-collar cosplay in an $87,000 pickup truck. You sit 6 inches higher than everyone else in traffic, but your trunk has only carried bags from Costco for the last 6 months. Paying $1,240 a month for 7 years is longer than most marriages last. If you invested the difference between this monster and a used Camry, you'd have $95,000 in 7 years. But instead, you have a depreciating asset and 6 inches of ego. The housing situation is even more dire. In 2026, a $500,000 home is often a 2003 shell with laminate flooring, often called a starter home. But the math is ruthless. After taxes, insurance, and maintenance, such a home costs $4,300 per month. For this to be safe, your family must earn $1,800,000 a year. If you earn less and buy a house like this, you're not a homeowner. You're a prisoner inside the walls who can't even afford to change their tires without a credit card. Magic points. First, $10,000, the moment when cortisol levels drop and you start to sleep more soundly. Second, $100,000, the most difficult stage where you do all the hard work yourself. After that, compound interest wakes up and starts doing the heavy lifting for you. Third, $1 million, the point where capital triumphs over labor. Your money earns more than you could physically earn. How to get there? The 15-65-20 rule. 15%. Invest in your future immediately, before your brain has a chance to spend it. 65%. Your ceiling for life, housing, food, transportation. 20%. Your permission to enjoy life without guilt.
And most importantly, if you get rich, don't tell anyone. Hidden wealth gives you a superpower, the ability to see people's true character and avoid being a target for the rich tax from every mechanic or relative.
Stop building financial theater for audiences who don't care about you. Start buying your freedom, not other people's approval. Subscribe to Not Financial Advice. We're here to hack the matrix, not sell you a dream. Next video, your retirement is a financial fairy tale. Here's the reality. See you there.